We are at the Hilton Hotel, Park Lane in London, and we are here for the 4th annual BME Network conference.
The reason I've organised this conference today is really as a result of my own experience in the NHS. I couldn't believe when I was being subjected to racial discrimination.
There are important issues to raise in terms of access, whether people are actually getting the services that they need, whether the staff, the workforce within the NHS actually understand the issues, the broad range of issues that impact on BME communities.
It's about equality, it's about treating people as individuals, and that's the way the NHS needs to treat us. We pay for a service, and that's what we expect.
We're not asking for positive discrimination. All we're asking is that we're treated equally.
If BME staff are not being listened to or being treated badly, we're putting patients at risk.
I think at every level in the system we will see people who get the issue, people who deny the issue, people who don't actually recognise the issue. So it's really a matter of working to present evidence and a case of conviction which says something needs to be done.
The health service is the biggest employer of black people in this country. If we don't act on racism against BME staff and BME patients in the health service, it's not just bad for the health service and for black staff, it's particularly bad for patients, not just black patients, but for all patients. We now have evidence that shows the close link between the treatment of BME staff and the overall experience and consequences for patients within the NHS.
In terms of outcomes, just making sure that when individuals use NHS services, that they have the same outcome as anybody else, that race is not playing a role in terms of the outcomes that they achieve.
At the moment, there's just no discussion. It's like it's a taboo subject, and I think it needs talking about.
What I took from today was actually people talking honestly and openly about their frustrations around issues around inclusive leadership in the NHS, and it's very actually refreshing to hear people able to voice that so that we can actually address those issues.
People at the top, completely inadequate, disengaged, and as far as I'm concerned, incompetent when it comes to dealing with race equality, and it's time to acknowledge that and move for a more organic and grassroots movement for change.
If we're going to wait for the NHS leaders to do it on our behalf, it's never going to happen.
Events like this are really important. It's an opportunity to get people together, to share ideas and to empower people.
I want people to go away from this conference better informed and more confident about holding their own organisations to account.
You leave here feeling really, really empowered. You feel like you need to do more within your working environment. You feel like other people can share in your experiences. That in itself is quite empowering.
The change is within, so within ourselves we need to act as ambassadors of change.
It's important for people of the BME community to be able to see improvements and be part of what NHS is all about.
If I wasn't positive about the future of the NHS, I wouldn't have taken all this time and energy to organise a conference to try and empower people to say, we can do it.